And here we are for podcast 7. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Has everybody unmuted their mic and we're all good? Yeah, maybe. No, Pete's completely muted everything.
Can you guys hear me?
Is this thing on? Yes, so here we are for episode 7. And I'll let Daisy take it from here because he sent me a script and I'm just not good at reading things. I just couldn't be bothered.
It's the moustache. He looks down and all he sees is hair.
Exactly. I get distracted. I just want to stroke it. Among other things.
I guess I'm doing the intro then.
As always, I don't want to take that away from you, dude. It's your thing.
I suppose, the whole opinionating and such. But anyway, today we're welcomed by Mr. Aaron Toomey and, of course, we have Pete back on the show. How's it going, guys?
Good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. Well, I guess we're back for the first ever Tuesday episode. I told you we'd do it. But for those of you new to the channel, this is a show where we recap the biggest and best and most interesting news, as I've mentioned before, and we do our opinionating and such. We have a couple of topics to talk about, but before we get into the news, what have we all been up to? I think we'll start with you, Pete. Welcome back once more. What have you been playing this week, and are there any new videos out on your channels?
No.
Okay.
That's embarrassing. I actually have like 10 episodes to upload. They're just sitting there and they're like, push me. At
least you have something to upload. Like, I don't. Anyway,
I'm kind of in that boat as well.
Yeah. No,
I love how we get on to do a podcast and none of us have anything to upload. Well, Pete has something to upload, but none of us has uploaded anything in a while, so.
No.
Good work, guys.
I said I was coming back in October, and it's 7 days into October. I have started.
You're a week late.
Live streaming
You're a week
again,
late.
I haven't.
Oh yeah, nice.
So.
Okay.
I've been doing a bit of live streams, but mainly. Excuse me. Whew, I've been playing a bit of Archeage, like actually a lot of Archeage.
Nice.
But other than that, my time's been split among the usual. So Daisy, the Epoch mod came out for Arma 3. If you don't know about that, it's brilliant. So I've been playing that and Breaking Point as usual. I even got some Breaking Point shirts which I wanted to wear tonight, but they're not clean.
Oh, too many dirty things happening over at Pete's neck of the woods.
Pete's new place, yeah. Including craft stuff.
Yeah, that you've tried to block out. But anyway.
I would show my wife's craft desk, but it's just, it's covered in shit.
Yeah, I think that's a prerequisite for it to be a craft desk.
Yeah, exactly. It's just messy. Yeah.
Well,
I do craft on here, I swear.
Just gonna say on the script here it says, Daisy, what have you been doing? So I'm just gonna take over this part. Screw you, Aaron.
Hey Daisy, what have you been doing, dude?
Not much. Like absolutely nothing, to be honest. I actually, as you would know, Aaron, because I played it with you. I had my first Destiny experience, and what an experience it was.
Pop that cherry.
Well, to be honest, we played it for like an hour, so it was fun. I just think I need more time with it. I mentioned this in the last episode. Like Destiny, to me, it feels like it's a game that I'm in between with, and I need that game time to actually have a decision. But I don't think I'm really gonna have I think I'm indifferent with it. It's weird. But anyway, other than that, as Pete's mentioned, we played some Archeage together, and I've been playing a hell of a lot of Archeage in recent times.
Levels ahead of me. So
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, I got to max level recently. When was it? Like a week ago now. Nearly a week ago, rather. So I've been doing a lot of end game stuff, and it's friggin' awesome. It's a really good game for me personally because they go into depth on the really small things that don't matter, and I love it. I love it. It's the best thing ever. It's the best game for that reason. Because, like,
Our tutorial was very in depth. I love it.
really in depth. But like, I'll give you a couple of examples on why I love it. Like the pure fact that you can actually learn the other race's language.
Yes.
It's amazing. Like,
That's
I
pretty
love
cool,
it.
actually.
Unlike World of Warcraft, where it kind of hinted that you might be able to do it, and you never could.
Yeah, like well, you could.
That was always.
Literally learned it. Like your character
Oh yeah.
learns it. But if you like the only word I know in Hordish is kek, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows.
Lol. That's
Yeah.
lol. Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing is I learned you could make music sheets and upgrade your proficiency in artistry. Yeah, you can, like, you know how it's got a massive focus on lutes and flutes and stuff like that. And you can actually play little songs like I've been playing, I made a music sheet on Take On Me. I made the epic sax song, the da 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 da.
Yeah, someone was playing that yesterday. I was playing.
That's awesome. See, I thought you were going to say you were making up, like, you know, Mary Had a Little Lamb or, you know, something
More 80s.
fairly simple, but yeah, okay. Nice.
And there's a whole bunch more, like a lot of Zelda songs in the auction house, because you can just buy them, like buy the music sheets for for a couple of gold. Yeah, really, that's all I've been doing at Endgame. It's pretty fun though. We made a ship the other day for my friend as well, and that was fun. We sailed it around. We went to Friedrich Isle and got absolutely raped by a couple of pirates. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, good times.
Other than that, actually, I lie. I do have something coming out soon on my channel, but it's more to do with the fact that I can't render anything with my Sony Vegas, so I need to find a new program to actually edit. But I've got like a week's worth of FIFA 15, which I just want to press upload on, but I can't render it properly, you know? But yeah.
Yeah,
That's me.
definitely.
It's funny you say that because I've had the exact opposite option. My Adobe Premiere now won't load, so I've moved on to Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look, I love Vegas. It's just like it's never had this problem with me before, but a couple of months back, it just shut itself, and I can't do anything. Like I can't render things.
See,
And
that's
I've
weird because last week I had a similar thing where I would render, but I had absolutely no sound with After Effects, and tried it in Premiere, and it just wasn't talking to After Effects. So yeah, that is weird.
That's what makes it even more irritating, by the way, because like I literally can't render it without the video just going crazy. And what's weird is like I've gone into all of this effort to make the appropriate cuts in the video. Like it's not just one long video; it's like an edited version. And I can't take those cuts and put it into any other program just to render it there. Like I literally have to do all those cuts again, and that took a long time. So,
Damn.
But doesn't Vegas have an option to export into a Premiere format?
I don't know. I'll have a look at that actually. Thank you. But yeah, Aaron, what have you been doing?
I got a new job, so I've been acclimatizing to that, and then I went away. So that is, I've literally been doing nothing on the web side of things. I have been playing a lot of Destiny when I can. I did buy The Sims 4 and made a dude, and that's about as far as I got. I actually have and what I think is an interesting idea for a show with that. So we'll see how that goes. It may or may not happen depending on if I can do it and if it looks decent. But yeah, so other than that, I've actually been, because the place where I work is actually a production house, and they predominantly use Macs. So I've actually been working on a Mac and learning how to do that stuff, and bought myself a MacBook Pro. So Pete does not look impressed.
Well, we were both making faces at that comment, but anyway.
You mean an overpriced Linux PC, right?
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I still have an issue with the price. Even after I've bought it, I still have an issue with the price. But You know, I'm going to use it for work, and some of the stuff that I have learnt should cut my editing time by half. So I'm hoping that will better my videos. Maybe. I don't know.
Editing's the one thing I always have trouble with.
I know. My editing is
energy
always...
to do.
Yeah. It just seems like such a tedious, annoying process. So that's, yeah. Hopefully that will help me bring out more videos and things will be good. But yeah,
cool.
Other than that, yeah, I've got a stack of games lined up that I want to play. Archeage being chief among them. Closely followed by Shadow of Mordor. What was that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
We've got to get a boom group going for that. We're trying to organise people.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, I saw that and I was like, yes, as soon as I get half a second to actually play the game so that I don't
put down
completely suck.
Grindfest Destiny and play Grindfest Archeage. I mean, the only difference is your controls aren't going to kill your hands in an hour.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Second.
Yeah, true.
I've got an Xbox controller, so it's not like I'm talking out my ass. I know they're uncomfortable to hold.
Alrighty. Well, I guess we're going to go into the news, but as always, before we kick that off, I'd like to kind of mention that we do a BooMCAST Facebook page that you should totally check out and give a like, because we post things there, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really post. Aaron, you should be posting there, I think.
Aaron's not addicted to Facebook.
Hey, he posted the you posted 13 minutes ago, as the people can see in the stream.
Well, I'm going to post again in 2 minutes, so it's going to be like an every 15-minute post type of thing. So that's how frequent we're going to be.
We definitely need to get this 9 number up. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah. Anyway, solid gold. Had by all, and we will be posting more often, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, regardless, the link is in the description if you want to have a look there. So, with that being said, let's kick off the news. Alrighty, so I suppose the first topic that we have today is the latest topic, and that's PewDiePie could be starting an MCN. Now, what... well, I don't really know what to think of this because, frankly, he's just the most famous person in the world right now for playing video games. Kind of like what we do, except for, 30 million more
being
people
famous
watching.
And stuff. Yeah, and having monies and whatnot.
Yeah, but
that's my fault. Like, does he actually need any more money?
Well, I don't know. Well, I mean, it's almost kind of irrelevant at this point. Like, and for those of you living under a rock, this is PewDiePie. I'm sure anyone who's watching this show would know who he is. But yeah, I heard, and I'm surprised that you guys didn't know this, but he turned off comments on his videos, supposedly because the bros just weren't there anymore or something like that.
so
30 million people went disappeared, did they?
Where's the bros? No, I actually have heard of that, Aaron. But one thing I did hear very recently as well is he's doing a podcast to kind of interact with people who want to make comments for that reason. Like,
so he's copying us then.
Yeah,
exactly.
Pretty much. I mean, saw the
where's our 30 million subscribers?
They're coming, dude. They're just late to the party. They'll be here in about an hour. We'll be
Maybe
right.
I should set the stream like this all the time.
I think that's a good idea. Just waiting.
My pretty eyes.
But yeah, so he wants to start that MCN upon all of that drama that he had before. What do you think of that? Because, like, he's got an incredibly big, like, I don't know who's second most subscribed. I think it's Smosh at this point, if it's not one of the YouTube
weren't they competing?
Yeah, there was like a to-ing and froing there for a little bit, but I think...
That's the thing, like, I think there's like a 10 or 20 million gap between them now.
Yeah, it's really kind of gone crazy. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if... Not that I have an issue with PewDiePie. Like, I think some of his videos are funny. But I don't know if I would want to, like, give him money because he's got enough. What's he need more money for?
I guess here's the thing, though. Like, I
just bow out, piss off, and spend some of your millions. Let the BooMCAST take its rightful place, for Christ's sake.
But no, here's the thing, though. Like, just putting away money for 1 second. What he said, and I'm not saying I'm a PewDiePie lover because I actually am the most negative person about PewDiePie. Just don't hate me, please, for saying that. At least not on camera, anyway, except for that one moment. But anyway, no, he's actually said that he is only considering doing it because he wants to help other YouTubers, and he's upset with the way other MCNs are run, in terms of, for example, how they help. So I can kind of understand where he's coming from in a sense, because although personally I am very happy with my lovely MCN.
Yes, absolutely.
Boom, Master Race. Frankly, like, I do get what he's saying, because what I would like, for example, is kind of tutorials into how to make a very good YouTube channel. Like, say, thumbnails. Like, I don't know how to do thumbnails. It's probably really easy. We should be getting taught by Machinima, for example. You know, like,
but you know, like, it's also, this guy's been doing it for a while now, and he understands what it takes to be one of those giant YouTubers. But I think when he started is a very different time to now. But also, I think he would come from a mindset that you have to kind of immediately quit your day job and devote your entire life to a channel that may not, even if you produce great content and you, I mean, I'm guessing he's going to kind of vet these people somewhat, but you know, I don't know how much of an actual help he would be to the people who are just kind of quietly producing great content but not able to really bust through. You know what I mean? Other than saying, hey, those 30 million people that follow me, check out this guy's videos because he's awesome. You know, that's pretty much what you're after by joining an MCN run by PewDiePie. Am I wrong in saying that? That's kind of the ideal thing.
That's what you would want, but there are other big YouTubers that own their own MCMs, and they're all just cut-offs of the big three, I think it is. It's like Mega Studios, and two others. And I mean,
because they're huge. Everyone knows exactly what they're at.
Well, I've given up caring, unfortunately. Even Boom, I'm pretty sure, is part of Maker somewhere down the track.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll probably get our contracts cut if
yeah,
that's not true.
So like, and the whole drama with MCMs and how they're handled nowadays, it's kind of a moot subject to be even partnered unless you are earning a significant number of views.
Yeah, exactly.
And I will admit, when I was first partnered by Boom, which was 2.5 years ago now, I think, back in the early days when it was just a very small Facebook group, I joined specifically because I thought, you know, they would help me grow my channel, and in a way they have. Don't get me wrong, like, Boom's probably the greatest, especially for Australians to talk to.
Oh, absolutely.
And they do help. I mean, they did VidInc last year, which I went to and enjoyed immensely.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I'm probably one of the newer people to join Boom, only coming on the last couple of months, and just kind of interacting with other YouTubers, unlike you guys. Like, I probably never would have met you or even stumbled across you on the vastness of YouTube, simply because there's just so much stuff out there. And to be honest, I didn't even know there was an Australian-based MCM for Australians. Like, you still get people on, like, the Australian YouTube Facebook groups and stuff saying, oh, you know, what MCN should I join? You know, I don't really know the ones. There's all these, they know the big names like Machinima and stuff like that, but they don't know about the ones that kind of foster an actual kind of community of YouTubers. which I think, especially when you're just starting out, when it's not really about the earning bazillions of dollars, it's more about, building up that community that's probably better for those people anyway.
Hence the BooMCAST.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In all honesty, like even if PewDiePie does focus on growing his employees, I guess they would be.
Yeah.
Really, when you think
Really?
about it.
His cronies.
His cronies, his Uber bros, whatever he wants to call them.
The vinegar.
Short of almost forcing his viewers to check out his videos, and to be honest, once he does one or two of those, hey, check these out, his viewers are going to drop off
Yeah, probably.
from doing that anyway. Because, I mean, I've been friends with a few big YouTubers in the day, and they can say, in the day, it used to be if someone liked your video, you're popular, and that's probably back where he started. But now a like on your video barely shows up on anyone's radar other than probably Google's themselves. So I just kicked something and it hurt me. But yeah, like, and as I was saying, like, as you guys were saying, he comes from a much older day of YouTube where it was kind of a niche market for him to start a gaming Let's Play channel.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if you search Let's Play on YouTube or even Google, there's so many results. It's ridiculous. So,
and you only hit the big channels, the ones that
Exactly,
are
and
already popular. So yeah.
and there's millions of them. So it's such a niche. Like the niche is gone, and I don't know what he can do really to help us grow in that sense. I mean, he doesn't even do that many gaming videos anymore, does he? Normally, it's him and his missus in a Ferris wheel or something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of more like the vlog lines.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
I think.
Like he's even strayed away from gaming. So
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, then do you think it's not the MCN's fault, of course, but like, do you think it's, I shouldn't really be saying do you think, it is YouTube's fault because of the whole suggesting thing, like the whole, in terms of, that whole niche that you're talking about and how to get out there. Like, sure, MCNs can help you get out there, but because I looked up, for example, FIFA 15 gameplay, there's actually a lot of FIFA 15 gameplay on YouTube, as much as Aaron would like to say there's not, because it's shit, apparently. But, yeah, like, mine is at the very, 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 very bottom of that list, and at the very top is KSI Legitibt, as he pronounces every single time he makes a video. I don't know. He's some black English dude. Anyway. But yeah, like,
So of course he knows about football. That's just
exactly
given.
But you see, the thing is that, like, when it comes to growing your YouTube channel, his branding, like how he says that at the start of every video, that's actually a good thing to do.
That's really smart. And see, that's the thing. Like a lot of these people it starts out probably as us three here.
A joke.
I would say. I was going to say as a kind of, more just for the fun of it. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
It's not about
if you're not doing YouTube for the fun of it, then you're in it for the wrong reasons. You're not doing it
exactly.
anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, who knows? Anyway,
quality over quantity. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and watch, although I barely watch YouTube anymore as it is, but I'm not going to sit there and watch them and go, hi, I'm doing a video because I want to make a lot of money, and hopefully people like the video and subscribe. I'm playing a game
subscribe.
That's very popular on YouTube, so I should get a lot of viewers for it. Like
Minecraft. Pete, no.
I actually started playing Minecraft because I enjoyed it, not because it was popular on YouTube. I actually found out it was popular on YouTube when I made my channel. I was like, maybe I should go back to my old one, and it was dead. So.
Anyway, well, times have changed, I suppose. But
exactly.
One thing we can talk about, speaking of YouTube, and then tangent into Google. That was such a bad.
That was the best segue you've ever done, dude.
That's better than the one that killed the creator of Segway.
Yeah, I am so good at segues. We should always have me do segues. I'm sure I've done something like that in the past. Anyway, Google is being sued by the Fappening. We
hang
talked
on.
about.
It's being sued for, not
For,
by, right?
Well, by, kind of.
by the
not
subjects
as a
of.
result of the fappening.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, I know English well, but yeah,
True.
like they're kind of there's that whole thing. We talked about the fappening last week, and it was like the first time I ever heard of, well, not last week, last episode. First time I ever heard about it, and I was like, holy shit! And I've actually got a bunch of pictures on the side, so I'll let you two talk.
I'm actually surprised you're waving your arms around so vigorously. I thought they'd be like fairly tired by now. Yeah.
In all honesty, when it comes to suing Google for anything they've done, 90% of their business model is automated. Like,
Yeah.
that's like suing the postman for delivering your mail, or suing the chick at Wendy's for taking your order, or
It just really shows how much these celebrities have no fucking idea. Because,
And
like, it's...
oh, sorry, go.
No, it's... Yeah, that's... Yeah, I mean, it just blows my mind that someone would try and, like, sue Google and say, you have to take these down. And Google's just kind of sitting back and
that
going...
happens every day, to be honest. Like, I get, like, the movie networks would be emailing Google and be like, someone's got a link to our movie and it's not even out in the cinema yet. Can you fix it? And Google will be like, sorry, I'm busy taking over the world here.
All they hear is ones and zeros in the background. Yeah.
Yeah. But in all honesty, I think the reason Google's getting sued out of all this is probably Apple kind of trying to steer the blame away from them, because it was their iCloud that got hacked in the first place.
Yeah, well, that's...
Like, if you're going to point the blame at anyone, why are you not pointing at it at the source?
But even then, it's like, what are they going to do? Because it wasn't like a brute force hack or anything like that. They guessed their secret questions. Like, that's no one's fault but the people who use the service to upload a bazillion naked photos of themselves. Like
mine, how we discussed last episode. I uploaded by accident without realizing
this
all my
annotation right here. Yes.
Yeah. Description. But yeah, I've got a couple of quotes actually from this article that I'm just blatantly stealing from. But there's apparently this lawyer who's gone in hard into Google, Mr. Singer, and he said the female stars would seek damages for Google's blatant unethical behavior, and knowingly accommodating, facilitating, and I'm not going to say that word, the unlawful conduct of hackers. So, it's kind of just saying, well, Google's at fault. As we've already said, it's really not Google's fault. Like, how did they get tied into this whole thing when it really was the whole iCloud issue? Like, that bewilders me. And then, just to let you guys know as well, Google's basically gone ahead and say in response, we've removed tens of thousands of pictures within hours of requests made. So they are making an effort.
Exactly.
So, I don't understand. And they are actually, by the way, I don't think I've given the sum, getting sued for $100 million.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that much. What do you think about it? In the scheme of things, that's like chump change.
I was going to say,
that's their daily petty cash or something.
When Minecraft gets bought for $2.5 billion and Microsoft's stock price goes up like half a point and they make back that $2.5 billion.
Exactly.
That shows you the kind of playground these people are trying to... Because we think of movie stars as being insanely rich, but compared to a company like Google, you got nothing. You got absolutely nothing. So, yeah, it's just... I mean... I wouldn't actually be surprised if Google just did they're probably not going to, because it'll bring all sorts of precedents and all of that other legal crap, but I would laugh if they did actually settle out of court just to get these celebrities to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
The problem is the publicity thing. If they settle out of court, then it's going to start.
Yeah, exactly. But see, that's also the problem with dealing with celebrities is they have such a giant audience and captive audience behind them. Their fans go crazy. I mean, while we're on the fappening, there was supposedly a hashtag that was going around of normal, random women on YouTube flashing, like taking pictures of themselves and sharing them, not on YouTube, on Twitter, taking pictures of themselves and sharing them in an act of solidarity for Jennifer Lawrence and everyone else who got hit by the fappening. So, I mean, that just shows you, like, these people are behind their celebrities 110%, and it's probably more of a PR issue than anything else for Google at this point.
Yeah. And I mean, even going after Apple would be silly, but like, it's the same as someone going after Starbucks for people using their Wi-Fi to hack or incriminate, or Gmail for allowing spammers to send emails through there. You know, like you can't sue for such a broad thing.
Yeah, it'd be like suing Google because you fell for a spam email. It just doesn't. It doesn't work like that.
God damn you, president of Africa, whatever that whole...
Algeria.
Nigeria.
One of the two.
It keeps promising me money, but
one of the Nigerias. We've got so many princes over there, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So
they also leave money in my name, too. I mean, I've only got 500 subscribers. I didn't know I'd touched that side of the world yet.
Oh my god. I do think I'm lagging a little bit, by the way, guys. So I think I'll let you all talk about Windows 10.
The only issue is, Blake, that you're hosting the Skype call. So we're sorry, viewers, but because of Blake's terrible internet, we may be having some technical issues.
I'll just go if you want me to.
I thought it was my internet, to be honest.
It probably is, just like the whole camera thing.
That still could have been your issue. I mean, we all restarted Skype. So no one's to blame, but Skype. Let's sue Skype.
Skype is to blame. Let's sue Microsoft.
$100 million.
I'll take $1,000.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not going to set my height. After that $1,000, I'll invest that in Microsoft. And pull out a few hundred after that.
Yeah. Just buy some of their
thinking, man.
Stuff. Yeah.
Well, so investing in Windows 10, maybe? Like, have you looked at it very much?
I've had it running in a virtual machine on my computer, and I live on virtual machines probably.
Windows 10 or 9? Which one are we up to?
Have you heard the whole joke of why it's called 10 and not 9?
Yeah. Well, no. So fill me in.
7, 8, 9. You know?
Oh God, not that. And we'd like to thank Pete for his last appearance on the BooMCAST.
I read that somewhere, in fact. But knowing Microsoft, I wouldn't put that kind of humour past him, to be honest. I mean, developers from all those years back. You know, like
I'm actually
started that. He did it on purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Laugh at him, so.
But I mean, I actually wonder if maybe it's kind of because, and you know, I wouldn't put much stock in this, but it's a fleeting thought that's just come through my head, and now I have to say it. That Apple did 1010, which, when you think about it, makes no sense because they're in the decimals, so that's just 0.1. But yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to kind of get in on the fact that Apple is going to 10 and Microsoft's going to 10, and supposedly they're making everything a lot easier to use. So yeah, I mean, that's probably so far off base it's not funny, but I mean, who the hell knows? We're never going to get a straight answer.
Yeah, and then another common thought is that some people consider 8.1 a whole new operating system because it changes.
Oh, so that's like 9.
Yeah, that's 9.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
But in all honesty, they can call it Windows Ultimate 10 point. You know, it's
Windows
the next Windows.
Well, I mean, it's not going to beat Yosemite
if they want to
for
take their sales,
stupid names. So yeah. But
so for the operating system itself, I mean, I've been running it in a virtual machine, which isn't a good test, I'll admit, because there isn't that many support for virtual drivers. Like, I couldn't run it on my Proxmox server, which is Linux. It didn't like it. But on Windows and VMware, it's fine. from just comparison of running like a Windows 8.1 and a Windows 10 together at the same time, just doing roughly the same things, because I'm a tinkerer, so it's what I do. The only real difference I notice is the start menu, which I don't overly like.
Is it actually that little like embedded?
It's kind of like the whole Windows 8 thing, but
yeah, it's just shoved off to the side of what was the start menu,
and they've
right?
kind of like snapped on the old Windows start bar at the same time. Not a fan of it. I mean, I run 8. I actually don't run 8.1. I run 8 here, and I've got a start bar replacement app, and it's perfect for me.
Yeah, I mean, I run 8.1 on my desktop that I made recently, and it runs fine. Like I know that everyone freaked out about Windows 8, and actual 8 was, especially when they first released it, a steaming pile of poo, but they've patched a lot of the crap, and once you get used to where all the new stuff is, it's normal Windows.
A lot of people say like that changing it was a bad idea, but Windows 3.1 to Windows 95 was a big jump. And even Windows 98 to ME to XP was actually a big jump, because it was round.
I just think
there was teething problems with XP as well. Like everything has teething problems. You can't expect a perfect item off the shelf straight away.
But I kind of think they're just. I think their main issue that may have come back to haunt them was Vista, and just the fact that they went from XP, which was awesome, to Vista, which sucked, and then they fixed it up with Windows 7, and then they went to Windows 8 and tried something.
Yeah, they tried to reinvent the wheel
completely new again, and I think if they didn't have the Metro apps, if you will, I think if they just had the start menu and everything launched like normal, and you didn't have this kind of dual operating system bullshit, I think if they just had a new start menu with the tiles, I think people would have found it a little difficult to start with, but then they'd be like, oh, it's just like my phone, I can do more things now, it's fine. Once they got used to that, it'd be fine. But the fact that the Metro apps just completely change all the stuff. Hello, person in the background. Yeah, I think that's what really freaked people out, and that's what they didn't understand, and they don't know when an app is going to completely take over their computer, and they don't know how to get rid of it. And I just think they tried to change too much too soon, and now they're backpedaling, and they just need some actual direction. They kind of need a Phil Spencer for the operating system side of things. Someone who's just going to come in and say, this is what we're doing. We're going in this one direction, not these 15. So... But anyway, it's probably not going to happen.
Probably not. If you two are done with Windows 10, I'll just close my fappening pictures. Sorry,
I was just thinking you were awfully quiet over there.
Well, I've got one thing to say, and it's pretty much the only big good thing I've found about Windows 10 so far, is that it seems to use a lot less RAM on like a standby point of view. Like,
nice.
Just having the operating system running up, comparing it to Windows 8, it's using about, not half, but a decent chunk less than what it was with Windows 8. So
yeah, because that was the thing.
That impressed me. Although people are going more and more RAM in their system, the more you have to play with, the better it's going to be, no matter what you do. So,
but see, what they really want to do is get people using tablets.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and that's what I think. They invested a lot of money in hoping people moved on to touchscreens and stuff.
Yeah, and I think the whole idea that they actually need to improve their operating system is valid. And that, if they refine it more and more every time they bring out an update, then that's only a good thing, really. So he's hoping that it's not another steaming pile of shit.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I want to kind of talk about gaming this episode.
Yay!
So, Sims 4, I know you had a little bit of a play of it, apparently, Aaron, but you also said in the beginning that you basically just made the character and that's it?
Yeah, that's pretty much all.
I was kind of hoping you would have said no to that. Didn't you play it with your wife or something like that?
Yeah, I watched her
That's my
play
plan
more.
for the game, actually.
What's that? Sorry, Pete.
That's my plan for the game, is to play it.
Yeah, it's great like that because my wife doesn't really play anything except the likes of Candy Crush. Let it never be spoken of again. But yeah, so that's why Sims is awesome for that sort of thing. Like it's a game that I think actual gamers can play and people who don't usually game as well. It's a lot like Minecraft sort of thing where it offers something completely from the left-hand side. Like it's completely different from anything else. So I mean, you have a lot of simulator games now, but they're not The Sims. So yeah.
They usually always have the best type of customization, and something like, to be honest, I've always loved The Sims. Sims 4 I was a bit skeptical with because of the whole, we aren't having toddlers or pools and blah blah blah. I've watched a little bit of gameplay, like I've watched Inside Gaming, again, just bringing them up. And they are doing this amazing series, and I swear to God, they made all of the crew, and every single person of the crew looks exactly like what they do in real life. Just cartoony. Like, you can really go into that detail and make that... Like, it's just great customization in The Sims. But yeah, like, to be honest, the game looks fun, it's enticing, like, I kind of want to buy it, but it also, at the same time, looks extremely unfinished.
Yeah, and the Sims games always bother me about the price point. I think their price point is still far too high for what the game is.
But it's EA. So, yeah.
I mean, the DLC is ridiculous as well. I'm not even getting onto that. But just the base game, which with The Sims 1, it was brilliant. Like, it's a very long time ago, but it was a brilliant game, and then they added like little bits to it. Whereas the new Sims is more like, here's technically half a game, and we're going to save the rest of it later. And that's how games are going nowadays. I know that, but not at the price point.
Yeah, I mean, for what you get, I mean, what did I think we bought the deluxe edition, which gives you like a few extra packs of stuff that you can kit your house out with and, wear and whatnot. But yeah, it's just, like you said, the customization is ridiculous, and I think that's kind of where the microtransaction model might start to come into play.
Oh, they're doing that as well.
It wouldn't surprise me if they do. They may actually be. I didn't go looking for it because I wasn't, having like a crazy in-depth look at the game when I looked at it. But the one thing that really stood out to me about the game is the actual... Because like I've always played The Sims where I turned the kind of free will of the sim like completely off. So if I told them to stand in a corner for 15 hours, they stood in the damn corner for 15 hours. Whereas now they've kind of got this like an actual, because it was always like a semi free will, like they were, they still didn't really interact properly. Whereas now they full on have a proper gambit of emotions, and it actually affects the things that they do. Like, you can't make someone who is super angry do something that is the complete juxtaposition of what they're doing.
So they wouldn't be a good clown.
Yeah, exactly. Like, or if they do the clown thing, like, they do it really half-assed, or they do things to kind of sabotage what they're doing. Like, no, they'll just randomly throw pies around the place, that sort of thing. I don't know if that actually happens, but that's the kind of thing that I could see actually happening in the game, because now when Sims interact, there's actually a bit more kind of psychology behind it, if you will, which is what my kind of series is going to be based on if it works. So yeah, I think it's definitely something new on The Sims. My fear was that it would just be a slightly shinier looking Sims 3 with, better customization and stuff, but there is actually some new stuff.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Well, like, I'm not doubting that, because the emotions look great in this game. Like, I love the fact that if you're talking to a group of people, you actually talk to a group of people in your house. Like if you talk to one particular person, you can still have a group conversation. It looks great. When I say it's unfinished, though, it's more like all those things that are missing, and the loading screen shit me. Like I hate fucking loading screens, and I'm sorry, but like the fact that if you go across the street, there's a loading screen. Like, why? I don't like that. Like, why is it not open world like in Sims 3, like at least semi-open world? Why is it just in a suburb? Like, that really irritated me when I was watching the series, rather. But, you know, like, it's always about giving it a go, so maybe I'll give it a go. I like the fact that with all those emotion things, you can really make a story. Like, you can really make a drama. And I think if I did play the game and I made a series out of it, that's what I'd do. Like, what I had an idea of was, and feel free to take this idea, I don't care. But I was going to put me in a house with 5 other of my favorite gaming characters. So there was going to be Mario, there was going to be, like, I don't know, Duke Nukem and so forth. And I was really going to make them and then just let it go. Like, I wasn't going to control anyone. I was just going to watch and see what they do. Nice. I love the fact that you can do that. But
yeah, well, that was kind of my idea, was kind of like a Big Brother, but Sims style. And because you can make them kind of do stuff, but they still, you know, have free will and whatnot. That's what I was thinking of doing, is having just this thing where you just let them go and you see how they interact. And that was the other thing with the emotions. It seems to affect the Sims around them without them actually interacting. Whoops, in my mic. No. So, you know, like if someone is walking past in a super bad mood, the Sim who is super happy will see them, and they will actually like go over and try and give them a pep talk, or, you know, they'll avoid them like the plague and go and talk to another Sim about that Sim. And it's like this whole kind of gossip thing is happening. And yeah, I just think I think that side of the game is a real step up. But yeah, I do get what you feel. I do get what you're saying about the unpolished game feel.
Well, it comes with patches, and actually they did do a massive patch. Well, not really massive. When I say massive, it's massive for the one fact that, if you haven't already shown this, or Aaron, pools are now in the game. Thank God.
I'll show
I
that
have no
now.
idea why they didn't include him in the first place, to be honest. Like, they've been in there since the original Sims. Like,
I know. And I was so worried about that. I think it was in like one of the first BooMCAST episodes where I was like, no, I can't make my pool of death, and I can't make my pool in my house. Like, ugh. But they finally added it, and I thought they were going to just add it as an expansion or something like that, you know, Sims pools. Something like that. But no, they finally...
Pools. You have to buy the pools add-on or something. Yeah, that's crazy.
Sims Wet and Wild or something, where they have this whole water park theme, and then you can add... I don't know. I honestly don't doubt them doing that. But yeah, they added a bunch of stuff, pools included. They added Star Wars costumes, because when you have your house parties, you can have costumes, and Star Wars is one of the themes that you can go as now. So there's like Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Chewie, and the girl Leia. God, I can't believe I almost forgot her name. There's ghosts in the game now. There's new gnomes, eye colors, and palettes as well. So like the whole palette system they had in Sims 3, that was gone.
What?
Really?
Yeah, apparently, for example, when you do your eye color, or like when you do a piece of clothing, you only have a select few colors to pick from in Sims 3. In Sims 4 rather, but in Sims 3, if you pick that color and then you go to an extra option called the palette wheel, you could then really customize it.
Yeah, I did notice that actually. Because we were looking for, because my wife likes to spend like 2 days making herself in The Sims. and me as well, which is kind of embarrassing. But yeah, I did. Yeah,
Do they have the giant mustache option?
No, they never.
Oh my god!
Best customization. You
They have.
Aaron,
Yeah, I know. They have like the kind of what I like to call the fake mo, which is where they've just shaded in the texture around the face, but they haven't actually put a proper like model of a mustache on there. You can have a proper beard where it actually comes away from your face slightly, but yeah, no mows, unfortunately.
I thought you'd be able to do that though. Like, what I'd absolutely love. I know how they already have that whole Mario and Nintendo 64 like grab thing and then pull in that shape.
Yeah.
What I would love is if you could grab facial hair or hair in general, like a single strand, and then just shape it the way you want. That would be incredibly in depth.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. But also, like the pulling and stuff, that only goes so far as well. Like I was hoping to make some really grotesque looking people, but it only goes so far. Like you drag it out and it hits like a barrier where it doesn't look stupid, unfortunately.
I can't make triple F tits. Like,
well, I actually didn't try on tits, believe it or not. So I'll leave that for your experimentation, DC.
I will. I'll spend like 10 minutes.
10? 10 minutes?
30.
Plus an hour or so.
Yeah. I'll be there for a while. I'll stream it on Twitch. Like, that'll be the highlight. Yeah. So that's all in Sims 4. There's a bunch of other patches though because we had patch
I was
days.
gonna say I knew you threw that in there as an actual segue, and I was gonna call you out and be like, "You have arrived, sir. Well done to you."
Thank you. I think that was actually a successful segue though for once, but
until I called it out.
Do it again so you can muck it up. Come on.
Yeah, well, no, I don't. I'll do it later. So Destiny. Speaking of games,
there you go.
How many of the millions of bugs did they fix though? Because I've only played it for a little bit.
Yeah, well,
that's what I played. It was pretty ridiculous.
What? You've actually played it?
Yeah, when I was in Adelaide, I played it for a little bit.
Oh.
It wasn't horrible.
Oh.
It wasn't worth me buying a console.
Yeah, that was the whole patch though. That was basically fixing every single bug known to man in Destiny.
So is this the one where they fixed the second?
When you open a legendary item, you get a legendary item back.
That's the biggest thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you actually give a legendary item, you get the legendary item back. You don't get a blue or something.
I love the way, I don't know if you guys saw it, but they actually put people's, you know how everybody on Twitter was bagging out the Cryptarch, the guy that gives you the stuff from the legendary engrams, and people were bagging him out and making all these like awesome memes and like posters of him and stuff, and saying how stingy he was. And Blizzard actually made a full blog post. I wish I had it up. I might try and find it in a second. Of
Blizzard, you mean Bungie?
Bungie, sorry. It's just such a Blizzard thing to do. Yeah, Bungie actually, you know, like saying, we know, kind of like a tongue-in-cheek, we've had a chat to the Cryptarch and we've addressed your issues with him. And as they go through, they've put like an image from each person, well, not each person, but some of the best images, you know, that he's just this tight-ass dude, and that they understand that people are pissed off about it and they're fixing it, which I thought was pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, that's what Bungie does, I think, or want to do. They just please, just Halo, and then give it away, and then Destiny, and make everybody happy type of thing. I'm probably not making sense. Yeah. Do you have
patches. So what else was patched? Why is it like Patch Thursday or whatever you called it?
Yeah.
Well, on a
Sims patch as well.
Yeah, there was the Sims patch, there was the Destiny patch for all of the servers and security stuff. The final patch on patch day was GTA 5, and they got a shit ton of cars, they got a shit ton of weapons, a fucking shit ton of clothes, and no heists.
Yep.
Yeah, see, because they keep holding out, and this is it bugs me. It bugs me already that the game's not on PC. But the fact that these studios do things like hold out until a certain release, and they do it because it reinvigorates the game. Because now it's going to come out on Xbox One, and heist, got to get it, and then it's going to come out on PC, and they'll do something, so someone's got to get it, and it's just like re-releasing their game with the same platform and. Adding a bit of sprinkles here or, a different color faceplate there. And every company does it, but it's just annoying.
Or they'll up the... is there actually a level cap in GTA?
Not that bad.
I don't play it. It's on the console.
Oh my god, PC Master Race.
But I totally agree with what you're saying. They're just holding it back just so that when they release it on consoles, they're actually going to have an offering. Because otherwise, why would you buy it?
Exactly. If you have it on Xbox 360, why would you get it for, Xbox One?
I mean, I'm going to get it on PC because I actually want to see it with, 2 times anti-aliasing or something. Because, goddamn, that game looks like poo when you're close up. It's so bad. It's just so bad. But, yeah, anyway. All shall be fixed soon enough. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm glad you added that.
Honestly, that was about it for patch day, but I think that's pretty big. Actually, no.
The fact that they all came out on the same day is pretty weird.
Archeage did a patch, I'm pretty sure, on that day as well.
Right. They did, actually, yes. And they took the servers down when I wanted to play.
Oh. They patched a lot of things, though, but nothing else too significant for me.
Except for the spamming. Spamming was a big fix.
But have you noticed, though, sorry, Aaron, you're probably not going to know anything that we're talking about. Have you got an actual mail message from them yet? Because they got...
No, someone sent me 50 gold, though, so if that was someone I know, then thank you. But...
Can you send me 50 gold?
It's expensive, because crafting's so expensive, but...
Right. Well, yeah, they fixed that whole thing. They fixed the trials as well. So, as I was mentioning last week, Aaron, you've got your whole courtroom type of thing, where if you do something bad, like if you kill someone on your faction by activating bloodlust mode and destroying your own teammate, if you are then killed, you go into court. Or if you uproot, for example, of someone else's farm, etc., etc. Yeah, so they fixed that whole chat. They finally just made it for the people in the trial. Nobody can just access trial chat.
Yeah.
Which made me so happy, because finally you can actually have a role-playing courtroom.
Right.
And it's so...
Yeah, now I've got a little tab on the chat thing, so if I just want to read it's like watching Judge Judy.
Yeah, exactly. It's the best.
That's so good.
Also, I do want to mention that the courtroom is the best place to just watch AFK people, because it's amazing how many people are just sitting down watching the trials. But it's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I just put this thing in the chat. If you guys want to have a look at it, I'm going to flick to it in the stream here a sec, just so that people can see what I was talking about. So yeah, they've really taken on board that people had issues, and they're just really good that they kind of addressed that, and that they took what, instead of being like, no, there was never a problem, we've patched it now, shut up and enjoy the game that you love so much. They acknowledged that it was so ridiculous, and that people were actually making some really cool things that, it's good times.
Can you honestly tell me why you can put so many hours into it? Have you got past I've passed level 20 and now I've got to grind for 6 weeks for an item that will get me to 21? Have you got past that stage at all?
I'm at that stage, where I think I'm mid 20s now, 24 or something maybe. And I haven't played it since they've actually done the thing where if you get a legendary engram, you will actually get a legendary thing. So yeah, I was just sitting there being super frustrated for a good week and a half. But yeah, I don't know. It's just something. It's really weird because I just cannot put my finger on why it's so fun. And I know there is flaws with the game, and yet I will happily sit there and play that game for hours. And there's not a lot of other games like that. Like, there's one that I keep...
You should play Archeage.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing, like, there's these games that I fully expect myself to... And not that I have any preconceived notions or, like, expectations that I will, but I kind of... If it did happen, then I would be like, yeah, well, that makes sense. And Archeage seems like one of those games. But just from previous experience with, like, Elder Scrolls and WoW to a lesser extent... you know, I played the game and it's fun and I like the game, but then there's a new shiny thing over here and I want to go play with that. And I just kind of...
That's my problem, I think.
Yeah, I just kind of like... I wish that, whilst I love new games and they're awesome, I kind of wish that they were fewer and further between, just simply so that I could actually enjoy the game that I'm playing now for more than 2 weeks. And then move on to whatever else is shiny and new over there. So
that's exactly right, though, because like I play Archeage with one of my best friends, and we leveled up together to level 50, and he's already friggin' bored of it. He doesn't want to play anymore, like pissing me off. He just wants to move on to the next thing. I got to level 50 for a reason, to actually play the damn game at endgame. He just wants to piss off. Anyway.
See, I think that's what my issue would be, is while I like the game, it doesn't... See, that's one of the weird things about Destiny, which is the thing I can't put my finger on, is that it is kind of one of my go-to games. Like, Counter-Strike has been that game for years and years and years. I can sit down and play that game and still have just as much fun as when I sat down and played it for the first time. And Destiny kind of has that feel as well, where it doesn't matter if you have no gear or the best gear ever. There's still some part of the game where you will just be able to sit there and play the game and have fun. And it won't matter if you're playing on multiplayer or you're walking around doing a patrol mission or just playing the campaign for the 15th time. Not that you would, because at the moment the campaign sucks. But... you know, like there is just something fun about playing the game, and it's weird that, you know, there's some games that are really fun, but you wouldn't go back to them after something else comes out. Whereas I think Destiny may be one of those games for me, like Halo was in the past.
Fair enough. If you guys have nothing else to add, by the way, I just want to end on this. You know that link you just linked us. There are a couple of hilarious answers from Bungie, and I just have to quote them and like read them out for you. So the first one is, why are hunters, which is the class that I chose, by the way, why are hunters the most graceful and most fabulous SOBs out there? And it's because they try so very hard to be. When you look closer, though, you can see that it's all an act. And I think that really personifies my choice in Hunter. But I just love that. I just love the way they are so sarcastic, and their answers are just amazing. So I truly understand what you're saying, Aaron. Anyway, I just really wanted to bring that up. That was hilarious. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to bring up, though?
Do you mind if we have a quick chat about some movies? Not that I've actually seen any of these.
Come on, let's talk about movies. That's something I know.
Yeah.
Give me some suggestions, because I really want to go watch a movie, Gold Class, you know?
Yeah, well, one movie that I really...
get to do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool, actually.
Boom movies. Boom movie night. Oh my god.
Not a bad idea.
We can do that.
But, what was I going to say? Fuck.
Movies.
Movies. Good movies. Movies I haven't seen, but I want to see. The new movie, Dracula Untold. It just seems like a super different twist on a story that is freaking ancient and that has so many retellings and parodies and whatever. This one just seems like a quite new and interesting take on the actual dude himself, because usually Dracula movies are told from, you know, like a Van Helsing or a I forget the name of the guy who's like the weedy dude that Dracula keeps coming and sucking on his fiance or whatever it is, but Blake,
What?
have you not read the book?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that just sounds
I had
weird to me.
Oh, right. Yeah, I had to read it in school. So the actual story is that there's this dude, and he is engaged to this girl, and she just starts to kind of fade and become this kind of like husk of a person, and they find out that it's Dracula coming in the night and sucking her blood, and so that ends up with this guy going, and I can't remember how Van Helsing is in there, but he's like a vampire hunter or whatever, and they go and hunt and kill Dracula. And the whole thing is that Dracula's in love with this chick and blah, blah, blah. It's really boring. But, you know, this seems like an actual story from Dracula's point of view, and how he became the monster and why.
Untold story.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Yeah, and the CG just looks ridiculous. If you haven't seen the trailer, go and watch it on YouTube. It is crazy town. It's really
Yeah, well,
I think
I saw a poster for it. I went to the cinema yesterday, in fact, and saw The Equalizer.
Oh, so how's that? Because that's another movie I want to see.
It's good. It's actually really good. It's better than what I expected, at least.
Because it has a
It's
very
pretty-
Man on Fire vibe.
I just know.
Lucky it's a video podcast.
Yeah.
It's pretty full on. I have to admit, the pacing at the start was a little bit slow.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah, but once I got into it, pretty hot and heavy. So
Have you seen the trailers for a movie called? I think it's just called John Wick.
yes, that was one of the trailers for the movie that I saw. on
It
Monday,
seems
and
like the almost
it looks
exact
like
same
Keanu-
storyline.
it's Keanu Reeves' movie,
Oh, really?
in and out. Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
mean,
still does that. He still makes movies.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
The last one I remember seeing the trailer for was the one where well, actually, it's going to pretty much explain all of his movies. The one where he's the chosen one, and
Matrix.
no, it's more recent. No, it's the one where he's actually Asian or something, and he's doing this whole.
Oh, yeah,
49 Ronin
Man
or
of the
whatever
Iron
it was
Fist,
called.
was it? No.
I think so. That sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Which
But
one?
It came out like a couple of years ago, maybe a year ago. I don't know, but that looked pretty good. That was the
Yeah.
last movie that I saw him in.
Yeah, because he did do one, which was like his directorial
Was it 47
debut or
Ronin?
something. Yeah, 47 Ronin, that's what it was. That was like his directorial debut, and it was like a karate movie based in Hong Kong or something. It was like this little kind of indie art house. Like it didn't, you know, I don't think it got released here. It's kind of
Yeah.
like a straight to DVD sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, I accept that he's not the world's greatest actor, and his range is, you know, kind of can be.
I don't have a problem with any of his movies though. So
See, that's the thing. Like, I
He's
enjoy
doing what he's
watching
good
them.
at. You know, if it ain't break, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Constantine is probably one of my favorite movies, closely followed by The Matrix's-ness. So yeah, it's and I mean, see, that's the thing. Like, I still enjoy watching the third one, whilst I acknowledge it's a steaming pile of poo. I still like watching it. Like, I still watch it and enjoy myself watching it. And I think it'll be a similar thing with this movie. I just don't understand why they do this thing where they release the pretty much same storyline, just slightly different wrapping in two movies at the same time.
Yeah,
Like, what
that
are
could
they-
be complete coincidence though. Like,
No, because they do it all the time.
Do they?
all the time. I will
I probably
find
don't
it
pay enough attention.
on Reddit. There is a thing.
Unless you're talking about the teenage movies like Twilight and all that.
No,
other crap.
like I'm talking about, like Poseidon and there's just a buttload of movies. I will find it and I will put it in the description. There's a Reddit thread where people went through and they got together all the movie posters of the movies that came out within a couple of months of each other that were basically the same storyline.
I
They do
remember
it-
at one stage there was
all the
like
time.
2 Snow White type movies. Like
Exactly.
right next to each
That's a
other.
perfect example.
That's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. No, they do it all the time. It's ridiculous how often they do it. And sometimes it's to a lesser extent. Like those two were fairly, big budget movies. And sometimes they do it where they'll have like a smaller budget movie and a big budget movie, which are like the same movie. So, yeah, it's just, they do it all the time and it annoys me.
Fair enough.
I will have that
He's
noted.
Actually, just one more thing on movies as well, by the way, because to be honest, I haven't watched anything recently. The one trailer I did see the other day, or a poster rather, was of The Judge. Have you guys heard of that?
I have. The Robert
No,
Downey.
Is it a Dread? movie?
No, it's Robert Downey Jr.
Is it a serious role? And yes, it is.
Yes,
Robert Downey.
it is a
Yeah.
serious role, yeah.
Okay, well, it actually looks pretty good, and I like serious Robert Downey Jr. to be honest, even though I
Oh,
like
doesn't he?
Iron Man.
He does great in any of the roles he's done.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah.
He's one of those actors that has a good range.
Chaplin is one of my favorite movies, but it's also for the fact that Chaplin is one of my favorite comedians. But and it's a movie about Chaplin. But anyway, yeah, like he's just friggin' amazing, and yeah, this movie looks pretty damn good from what I saw. So maybe we should watch that on a Boom Movies cast.
We have
thing.
the technology, so
We have the technology. Yeah.
It can be done.
Yeah. Anything else, Ass?
Yeah, no. I think that's pretty much all I got.
Well, did you want to say something, Pete? No? Okay, sorry. There's one thing actually, and then I'll wrap it up. Although it's just going to be a mention. Did you guys see? I think we also mentioned it in the last episode. The whole Steam thing where it's that update and the recommendations. Like if you like this person or something. I'm not exactly sure on what the update is.
the queue.
The recommendation thing.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
whole
liked
recommendation thing.
I did it with Greenlight, and I enjoyed it with Greenlight, and I've been using it to at least get my wish list up to date.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
that's something I'm always bad at doing wish lists because I want all these things, but I never want to write them down.
well, yeah, like that's the thing. Like it's a great wish list system for recommendations, and what I've noticed, or at least what I've been told and have seen from time to time, is there's kind of a race going on, because apparently Total Biscuit went. If you're not familiar with Total Biscuit, he's like this whole reviewer type, like
Shouldn't be on YouTube. But
yeah, exactly. But Total Biscuit, he's like, I want to be the best there ever was, in Pokemon style, and he's actually accrued something ridiculous like 200,000 recommendation followers, or I don't know what they call it, but like 200,000 people have followed him and his wish list.
Oh,
And then-
right.
Yeah, and then
Now I
there's this whole
understand.
race
I'm like-
thing, like
Why would people follow him on Steam? I don't get. Yeah, but now I understand what you're saying now. Yeah, because he reviews
He's a
games
curator,
and stuff.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's in like the space of a week, because this thing only is very recent. And
But I
like,
mean, what's his audience like?
It's
Well-
those people though. He does reviews for games.
It is
That's
true,
what I mean.
yeah.
Like his
But
audience
people
would
hang on
be
his every word when it comes
much
to
more
gaming.
than that. So it doesn't. Yeah, that kind
Well,
of doesn't really surprise me.
He used to be a lot more than that, but
yeah. Well, there's this other guy though who's kind of in the race. He's kind of catching up on Total Biscuit. Mr. Nerd Cubed again. If you haven't heard of him, maybe you haven't heard of him from by the
I've
sounds of that side. Oh, you've heard. Okay.
Does
well,
not
yeah.
seem impressed.
Well, yeah, NerdCube, he's got a little bit more in terms of subscriber base on YouTube than Total Biscuit now. But he's only got about maybe 50,000 people following him compared to the 200,000. But there's that whole race going on, so I just really wanted to quickly mention it. I want to be in that race, so if you guys want to, I've got a wish list going on. I want to catch up. I want to be third. I'm aiming for that third place.
Jeez, that's a high pedestal to put you on. Should we talk about the Golden Joystick Awards, or is that too far away?
If you have anything to say about it.
It depends. Are you going to inform me of what it is?
You don't know what the Golden Joysticks are?
Nope.
It's kind of like the Emmys for games, pretty much.
Oh, that's cool.
And you vote yourself. And I think they're even giving away free stuff this year if you vote. But
nice. So when is that actually?
I'll tell you.
I think we'll leave it for next.
Yeah, it's pretty far away, I think. But you can start voting
sweet.
now,
so it's not like vote now or forever hold your peace.
Well, we'll definitely bring that up in the next podcast that we have Pete on, if he wants to join us next week.
20th October, the vote's closed. So.
Oh, okay.
Really?
So vote now, sort of thing.
Well,
I'm surprised you guys don't know about it.
I've heard of the frickin' VGA awards and that steaming pile, but I haven't really. See, I have only ever heard of gaming like award ceremony sort of things with a mild disdain by whoever's telling me about them.
Yeah, VGA is not a good one to base anything off.
No, and any other one I've heard about. I mean, pretty much the BAFTAs and their kind of game section is the only award ceremony I've heard for games where people kind of hold it in some esteem. So yeah, I'll definitely have to check these out and see what's going on.
Well, the 20th, it's the 20th that this happens, right?
That's what it said. That's when the votes close, at least.
Oh, okay. Well, the next podcast we have is a day after that, so we can certainly bring all that up then. But yeah, I guess it's time to wrap things up because it's 10 o'clock. It's past my bedtime, and I'm
Jesus.
tired. But thanks, guys, for joining the panel as per usual. Please subscribe to us as well for updates and social networking with our fans, 24 fans to be exact. Please follow me on Twitter at DZTweets, Aaron at Gamery Aaron, and Pete at Lism Also, be sure to check out LizzieHost.com and thegamery.com for more great podcasts and gameplay. And I don't know what LizzieHost.com does, but
we do Minecraft servers.
Oh, okay. Well, for Minecraft,
soon to do virtual private servers as well, but that's
okay. Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. If there's nothing else you guys want to plug, I think that's it for this episode. So thanks very much for joining in, guys, and watching the show, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. You end it.
At one point we got up to 3 viewers, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did they stay?
No, it just says me.